it'd be up there. Yeah, for where we're at in our build and what it is we're putting together, it's a really important win. It sort of builds, or probably reinforces a belief that's there. It's interesting, isn't it? If you don't quite get across the line tonight, and should we not believe in ourselves still? And it could have gone that way. But, the way our guys set it up, to start that last quarter, the footy they played, the level they went to, in what were big moments, it was, a really good step in the right direction for us.
How proud are you of the group? Because there was a 1 goal to 5 start, firstly, then in three-quarter time you had to come again, obviously, against such a difficult opponent.
Yeah, and something that we've done over my time here, we've always fought. I don't recall too many games where we white flag or get blown away. But to actually get it done, to actually finish it off, and there was some luck in it. But we'd done enough to get the game on our terms and be in a position where we can try and hold on. So that's the most pleasing part. I mean, you talk about moments, talk about our captain and the way he stepped up in that last quarter. He wasn't the only one. There were a lot of different moments, but it's as good a performance in a quarter when we needed someone to take hold. He's done it before as well, so really pleased that he was able to do that. Ultimate team player, but knows when it's time to step up and impact the game. So.
He's having some sort of season.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's got his priorities right. He's an incredibly gifted footballer, but the team's number one, and he's put the whole group, ahead of himself, and he plays a role each week. He's getting a lot of attention at the moment, and he's put himself in positions that, a good leader will do, and sometimes sacrificing his position, and then in that last quarter, just getting himself where he needed to be to help us win the game.
I think you said you had a bit of luck, and Chris just said before that was the game you should have won. Did you feel like that was the case?
Look, I mean, we should have won it as well, and we did. But there's no doubt they had their opportunities. I think they kicked 8 points, maybe the last 12 or 13 inside 50s. And we were, there was a little bit of, we're on the ropes and they're swinging haymakers at us and they just couldn't quite finish us off. We would have responded if they'd kicked the goal. Sometimes it's hard when you're under that sort of pressure, and they're just having a crack at you. They're going green, they're kicking points, so the ball stays in their end. They're taking risks. But I'm so proud of the group. They just held on, and you make your own. You get lucky because you deserve it. The footy gods work in funny ways. We haven't had any luck in the last three or 4 years. Things have gone against us. Things that you just couldn't believe would. And we've talked the whole time and said it's okay. Eventually we'll get some go our way. And tonight we got a little bit of luck to win that game.
How proud are you of your defensive unit? I guess they kind of stood up when Brisbane were really coming.
I go hard at our defensive unit. Ask Jake Holmes, he's our backs coach, unbelievable coach, young coach, but just played the game a certain way, and he's coaching them in the same manner. And I'm incredibly proud of what they've done and our entire coaching group and how they've worked with the players. But that back seven, we had him under pressure a few times. Talk about moments. I mean, I think of Michael and he's. We've almost written the goal down against, and he's able to somehow stop two. Keen's still so raw, and yet the last couple of weeks has been so strong and solid and balanced his game out. So, those guys are doing a great job, and Brodie Smith comes in and impacts the game for us, as we knew he would. It's been quite a frustrating year for such an experienced player. He's playing so well at the lower level, but he's stuck with the group and his enthusiasm's been amazing, so he deserves to come in and get rewards. I think that's 3 from 3 for him now.
Did you say anything to the group at three-quarter time that was different, I guess, kind of than what you would usually say?
Nothing different to what usually. We often have a conversation there. We asked the group at three-quarter time their thoughts on where the game was at and what they thought might get us back in it, because at that stage we were probably we needed a lift, and and we probably agreed on what needed to happen. So the boys went out and implemented that. Now, it took a lot of contest wins, to get there. That's an obvious one. I can stand there and say, hey, we've got to win the contest. But our guys did that, but we opened the game up a little more and probably took a little bit more of a risk at the start of the last quarter with the ball in hand, and our guys executed. So, yeah, really pleasing that, that's where our group's at. We'll talk through what, they feel. Ultimately, it's, if you want them to buy in, often it's better when it's their idea,
Was that what the boxing glove sign was on the boundary, to throw a few more punches? Because it felt like, I know the conditions were that way, but obviously plays a lot down the line early in that second quarter coming. Boxing glove and suddenly playing a little bit more attacking and throwing a few more punches.
Yep, I could say that's what the boxing glove means, but not going to give too many of our secrets away. But there are times in games where even in that last quarter we sat there as a coaching group and we just said, guys, the players are going to get this done. We think, should we change this? Should we change that? Should we try and help them where we can? Ultimately, the players, and I talked about Dorse, but you talk about our backs. You talk about Rob in the ruck and the keys out of the ball, just fighting for us. Ultimately, the players win games of footy, and so we stripped it back in the last and let them go to work.
When you talk about players can gain a lot of confidence and teams can gain a lot of confidence from victories and big wins. What about yourself? Can coaches, you haven't been in that many of these heavyweight type battles in terms of the stage and the high and the ladder and all that. Can you get a lot of confidence as a coach and a coaching group from victory like that?
Yeah, we haven't won many of them, and that's probably been our knock, not being able to beat the top sides. But we have battled. I mean, even just purely v Brisbane, the last 2 or 3 years have been great games of footy. A draw in amongst it, one kick here and there. The key moments are the key for us getting that done. Tonight we were able to do that. So as a coach, I'm biased. I know our group really well. I know we're a good side. We've got a little bit still to do to become a great side, but tonight's a step in the right direction. So it sort of backs up my belief in the group. There's no doubt about that.
What are some of those things that are still your major work on?
Just how to do it in key moments. Like a number of our guys showed tonight. Throughout that fourth, there's moments right throughout the game, but that last quarter, some of the guys, the efforts that they made and the moments they were able to get it right got us the result. Yeah, we were lucky to get the win in the end, but we did enough work to get ourselves in a position to win it.
You have a big lot of people tackle these obviously.
Yeah, it's one of those ones. I'll have to leave it to them, and I'm not sure.
Just big picture, Matthew. I know you've been preaching, saying the week-to-week cliche, but your fans would obviously be excited now and eyeing off finals. Do you dare to put that on the radar publicly at the moment, or do you still
No, the atmosphere in the rooms at the moment is pretty good. The guys are in there, and they deserve that. So we've always said that we will celebrate and enjoy our wins, as I'm sure the state is at the moment. I reckon you find Hindley Street might be pumping at this point. But in saying that, we've done it so well this year. We've narrowed our focus back in really quickly. We 7-day break this week and head to Tassie against Hawthorn. It's just one really tough opponent after another at the moment, and we've learnt the hard way over the years of losing focus on what we need to focus on. So there won't be a change in what we do. We'll be sticking to next week.
I know it's 7 days away, but what are you expecting from the Hawks?
Well, we got to watch it yesterday. They bounced back, and we saw the best. They can entertain, and they got their run and gun back, and it's going to be a really tough one for us.